we are talking about the best 11 of the European leagues, away from La Liga and the Premier League. You've got Handanovic on goal. I agree with that. A back four of Cancelo, for me, the best right back in the world right now. Koulibaly, Chiellini, what a great mixture at the back, and Alexandro on the left. Fekir, Berratti, Pjanic and Depay are the midfield of four, and Ronaldo and Neymar, Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar, of course, up front. The substitutes, Chesney, Bonucci, Kimmich, Witsel, Dybala, Icardi and Royce. And I know we could have chosen so many more, but it is a good selection, one that is based, of course, mostly on Serie A. And that is one of the features of 2018, the fact that you've seen and taking more seriously the Italian sides that are able to combine what's required in Serie A, but also go to Europe and make a difference. They've got also now quality players that don't necessarily want to leave or are not leaving. And of course, out of those 7 that come from the Serie A, 5 of them are from Juventus. More detail from that 11 is that only 2 of the 11 will not have a chance to win the Champions League. Again, it tells you about the quality of those players, of course. That's Handanovic at Inter and Koulibaly at Napoli as well. Let's start with Handanovic, if we're going to choose 5 players that are relevant and important from that team. I do like Handanovic, and isn't it amazing that you've got in the same nation, Slovenia, not only Handanovic, but also Oblak as 2 of the best goalkeepers in the world. The players that we're going to talk about, I think they actually can improve. They can get even better. And in the case of Handanovic, who of course is 34, getting better means staying at the same level, because he has been at this level for so long. He's made 235 league appearances for Inter since joining in 2012, and I think he's become the best goalkeeper in Serie A 3 times in that period, which only 3 other non-Italian goalkeepers had got to that award. So you are talking about somebody that not only saves penalties, he made a record, didn't he, in 2010-11 as a penalty saver, but just the fact that he takes the right decisions at the right time. I have seen a player that was happy to stay on his goal line, but actually is coming out more, and that comes from obviously coaching and the understanding that the game is different now. So you have to say, absolutely agree with the fact that he is perhaps the best goalkeeper around, away from La Liga and the Premier League. And another one that I really like, and I see an improvement there, and I understand why the likes of Barcelona and Manchester United want him, is Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, even though he played for France, of course, he's a Senegal international. It has been reported that there was a bid of £95 million for him that Napoli turned down. I'm not sure if they will be turning it down all the time. I do know that Barcelona wanted him, or was in the list for Barcelona, but they don't have the money. You can see what's happening now. They're getting Murillo from Valencia because he is on the bench of Valencia, and he's not getting on with Marcelino so much. That's the kind of level of signings that Barcelona are doing at the moment. But great centre-back, anticipation, he's quick, he's strong, he's intelligent. So he can have all that, his physique could be perfect for a centre-back, but unless he had the ability to pass the ball at the right time and take the right decision, and to anticipate too without any rushing, then you don't get a very good centre-back. Certainly somebody that can get even better. In the midfield, I love Marco Verratti. Let me read what Xavi says about him. He's one of the best midfielders in the world and plays a little bit in the same way as I try to do with Barcelona and the national team. He likes having the ball. He also has perfect mastery over long and short passing. He can play the final ball, and he doesn't lose the ball that easily. He's really a very high-class player. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. He can even dribble as well. He runs with the ball. He can score. Physical too, even though, of course, he's not the tallest. I just feel that he needs to go somewhere else, just because sometimes when you're so comfortable and you do things well and everybody praises you, it's time to just perhaps move on. If you have the kind of thing that these elite players have, which is the ambition to become even better. I'm not saying Barcelona or Madrid, but Bayern or, I don't know, Manchester City, Manchester United. Not that I heard that there has been any link to him. He's got a contract with PSG until 2021, but he's certainly one that will make any midfield in Europe better. And another one that will do that, that's Pjanic, of course, at Juventus. For me, the most influential player at Juventus. He is there to recover the ball. He's there to start the attacks. He has a lot of intelligence as well, and that's shown in his decision making. And he's a playmaker. He's a Pirlo, like if he wanted to play that way. Now it's more difficult, unless you Pirlo, to play that way, but certainly somebody that has got the ability to do that. But he can also play further up the field if it was necessary. So he moved to Juventus from Roma for 32 million euros in 2016, and that to me is a bargain. 83 times international with Bosnia. He probably will cost about 80 to 100 million euros, I would say. For somebody like him, no doubt. And then, of course, I had to choose between Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar. We can do both. Cristiano Ronaldo took 4 games to score his first goal. He hasn't scored so many in the Champions League. Of course, he missed games because of his suspension. But I've got a bet that he's going to score 40 goals all competitions this season. And he's on the way to do that. He's got to get better. But of course, in the last 2-3 years, what we've seen is that he's left the best for the last. He's left the best for the last. I think I said that right. And what's happening, of course, is that he's taken a couple of steps back in terms of his influence in the game. He, of course, shoots more than anybody else in the whole of Europe yet again. But he realizes that he needs the team, and he's shown his humble side, and he's assisting almost as much as scoring. Now, that has given the ability to win everybody over. He did win over Dybala from the start, but now you've got even the Italian players who perhaps at the beginning may have got like, but realized very quickly in the way he trained that he made everybody better. Juventus right now favourite for absolutely everything, perhaps with Barcelona, but we'll see at what state they are in March, what happens, or February. What happens, of course, is that Cristiano Ronaldo started slowly, but will get better, and in the big games he will appear. So you have to give it to him that yes, he's one of the top players outside of La Liga and the Premier League. And Neymar. Neymar's an interesting case of somebody who, how can I put it? Of course he says he likes to be at PSG and stay at PSG, but everybody, including people at PSG, realize that in the background there's movements coming from Madrid, first of all, to get him away from there. Now, the latest story is that PSG have to get rid of either Mbappé or Neymar. I will tell you that even though that's not true, what seems quite clear is that Real Madrid are trying to play all the cards possible to get Neymar, including the fact that lately, the latest story to come from Real Madrid is that they're not interested in Neymar. Don't believe that they are. Will they get him? We will see. How about Barcelona? No chance. They don't have the money. Will the players like to get him back? Of course. Will he want to go back? Yeah, sure. They don't have the money. It's impossible for Barcelona to get that deal done. But by suggesting that they are interested, leaking those stories, makes the price a little bit more expensive perhaps for Real Madrid. The thing that I haven't confirmed, and nobody has so far, is that he has a buyer clause next summer of about 200, some say, 220 million. If I hear about it, I'll let you know. But if that's the case, then that's something that Real Madrid is prepared to pay for him. He needs to, if he wants to, and he's able to, he needs to be challenged every week. It doesn't happen like that at PSG. He'll have to reduce a little bit his authority over the changing room and over his own life to become a little bit more professional than he has been. He needs that. He needs, and that's what happened at Barcelona. At Barcelona, he was given this smaller area of influence that perhaps he wanted. A square which meant he had to be on the left-hand side. He had two obligations defensively. But when you take him away from that and you say, okay, do whatever you want, then I think it happens in Brazil and it happens with PSG. You get a worse version of Neymar. It will be a better player, he would, if actually he went back to a team in which he wasn't just the only star. Even though if he wants to be, if he's not the only star and they take of him some of the things, shake off, move him like that, and get rid of some of the stuff that he carries with him for being the main star, including the responsibility of it, you'll get a better player. So I got the impression that will happen at some point. So that's the 11. Those are my favorite ones from that 11, and I would love to know what you think of it.